A breakthrough in the very first night of talks between the Committee of Sudan's ruling military council and the coalition of opposition parties. They've been trying to find a way to rule the country until a deal can be reached on elections. On Saturday night, the two sides reached a partial agreement to form a joint civilian military council that will supervise the transitional period.
The talks started with high spirits and great transparency, and we've reiterated our joint regard for the country. Talks will continue, and we are optimistic on reaching a final result that we can announce to the Sudanese people as soon as possible.
A powerful tropical cyclone has made landfall in Mozambique. The storm comes just 6 weeks after another cyclone devastated the country, killing hundreds and displacing more than 100,000 others. Mozambique is one of Africa's poorest countries, and the last storm wiped out many of the crops in the southern African nation. This is the first time in known history that country has been hit with two cyclones in one season. Two cyclones in one season, and that will complicate recovery efforts. CBS. Well, just a few minutes ago, I told you about a Connecticut man who is facing charges for killing a resort worker in the Caribbean. Our Mola Lengi has been following this story, and he joins me now to talk about this. Mola, what are authorities saying happened?
Well, Vlad, authorities tell the Associated Press that Hapgood's young daughters were in the hotel room when Kenny Mitchell was killed. Investigators have not reported a motive for his death, and Anguillan officials say they're struggling to find answers to the many questions that remain in this case.
Anguilla's police department says officers were called to investigate Kenny Mitchell's death shortly after 4 p.m. on April 13th. The 27-year-old father worked at a luxury resort on the island's west end. An autopsy report shows he was beaten and choked to death. 3 days later, police charged Scott Hapgood with manslaughter. The 44-year-old from Connecticut was vacationing on the island with his family and staying at the hotel where Mitchell was allegedly employed as a maintenance worker. A spokeswoman for Hapgood says the worker showed up unannounced in uniform at the hotel room, claiming he was there to fix a broken sink before carrying out his sudden, violent attack on the family. She alleges he was armed and demanding money. Mitchell's uncle, Victor, says that's not true.
It is just a make-up story. That's not right. That's not true. Kenny was just not a person who would get anybody problems.
Hapgood was originally denied bail from prison, but later released on a $74,000 bond following an appeal from his attorney. Local reports say many Anguillans are angry and demanding Hapgood return to the island to face justice.
Bahamas Carnival is set to take place this coming weekend, and bands are hard at work with its 2019 Carnival theme, Illumination, Light of the Road. The Bahamas Masqueraders Carnival Band intends to do just that with its bright and bold costumes. Cleopatra Murphy visited the band's base as it completes final preparations ahead of Saturday's Bahamas Carnival Road March.
For months, Bahamas Masqueraders band members have been at ground zero, carefully constructing elaborate pieces revelers will adorn in just a few days. The band has 4 sections: Eclipse with its fluorescent pink and black color scheme, Sunkissed with its fluorescent orange and fluorescent pink, Iridescence with its ice blue and neon yellow, and Afterglow with its lime green, fluorescent yellow, and forest green color scheme. Largely due to Masqueraders' visual appeal, costume designer Carlos Bain says hundreds will take to the streets under the band's umbrella.
Right now, a total of 105 persons have been murdered in St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland in Jamaica since the start of the year. And the police commissioner, Major Anthony Anderson, has signaled that this was what prompted the security forces to request that a state of public emergency be declared. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced today that Governor General Sir Patrick Allen has declared a state of public emergency in the 3 parishes.
After careful consideration and review of the crime statistics, in particular violent crimes, which have been committed in some western parishes, the security forces have advised that the situation now currently exists would warrant the government advising the Governor General to proclaim a state of public emergency. His Excellency the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Clinton Allen has declared that a state of public emergency exists in the community of the entire area comprising the parishes of St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland.
The state of emergency will initially remain in effect for 14 days. Police statistics in Jamaica show that 410 persons have been killed in Jamaica since the start of this year.